on with me in just a minute.
Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Wednesday, August 30th.
Good morning.
Somebody asked me yesterday.
Did you hear Graydon?
What did I say? 30th? Oh, August 13th. I was actually thinking about Labor Day weekend because somebody asked me yesterday if we were open and we're closed.
He's dreaming about Labor Day weekend because he's going mountain biking in Revelstoke, Canada with his best friend from preschool.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. So it's going to be hard to get him to concentrate the next couple of weeks because he's so
I'm fully
excited.
concentrated right now
All right.
because I have a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's what he always talks about, the light at the end of the tunnel.
As long as I have a light at the end of the tunnel, I can function.
I got up this morning and was recording because I'm doing some more videos for the Avenir Sewing. So I'll post those we'll do another sewing. Those videos are actually for the people that bought their machines from us. There's a Avenir Sewing just playlist.
Are you in Calgary, Jen?
Yeah, I'm not talking at all.
You look so serious.
Which tells me you were absolutely not listening to anything that I was saying.
I wasn't. I tuned it out.
Anyways, or if you've taken the Avenir Sewing class from us, the playlist is shared with you too. And then we'll probably do a live class at some point. But what I'm realizing is because I'm doing some kind of like obscure stuff that like are buttons that you might not even know are there. So, it's getting longer and longer, like longer than the usual like 3 hours that we schedule. So I'll probably put the playlist up at some point. I'd say I'm pretty close. There's one thing that I've been kind of waiting on. So anyways, yeah, do you want to talk to Jen about where she's at now that
She
I'm done
answered
with
the
that?
question.
Okay. What did I
Maybe
want to
that's
talk to
State
you about?
Farm.
So I was thinking. Hang on. Patrick, talk to them.
So we can't talk about them yet, but we have new machines behind us.
Oh, those are the new machines?
So we'll talk about them soon.
Yes. Michelle and I are gonna.
We're like pulling up. Oh, you saw a little knee. That's it.
His legs are so skinny. Sometimes when I'm walking behind him, I'm like, how do those even hold you up? Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. There's like little.
And then I turn around and I look at her and I go, "Would you hurry up already?"
Well, my son Kai we were laughing because he was in a picture with two of his friends that are equally as skinny, and it was a picture from when they were maybe 10 years old. And so it was these three little boys with like their legs are like so
They're
skinny.
twigs.
They're like so twiggy. It was like Kai Kinder and Stanley and Kai, and their legs are like you can barely even see them there, like pieces of string. That's spaghetti. That's what they look like. So Michelle's going to come on with me. We're going to talk Scanica. And I can actually participate now. I won't have a ton to contribute. But I'm going to have her
Maybe
come
we're
over.
allowed to post videos on the new machines. Like we hadn't seen anything on the new machines. But it sounds like all brands posted their stuff.
They posted. And we'll do specials too.
I gotta look because they were like, we're gonna ship them now, but the
maybe I could
but
do a
you
demo
can't,
on
but
them.
you can't. Like they were like, you can't deliver them. There was a date when I could. Oh, maybe yeah. So brother, I guess posted them last night.
Yeah, cause I went on, and I was looking for him. I couldn't find them. I was like, you guys. Oh, man. Okay.
I was like, you guys.
Can you go get, Michelle's getting ready to get started with the Miki Kim Sew Along. And if you are not participating but just want to watch and get some helpful hints and tricks and tips on bag making, you should join her for the Sew Along. You could work on something else. It's going to be YouTube Live, so just like this is going on, it's just going to pop up at 10:30. And Patrick, can you go get that ready to go live
She keeps saying that she's set up already.
She is not set up to go live on YouTube. Her camera's...
But everything's charging.
Yeah, and then Michelle's going to come over here and we're going to talk Scan and Cut. So, Scan and Cut is part of the Brother Sale. Prices, it did go up on blades and blade holders. But we did our best. And if there's something that you want for Scan and Cut that you're not seeing, like, I can't remember who it was, I'm so sorry, asked about the universal pen holder and that stuff. I don't think we put that up there. I think we put like mats, and we might have put some kits. But if there's something that you're not seeing on there, just add it to your list and we will send you our best price. So, where's Miss Michelle?
Thank you. I'm multitasking. It never ends well.
Let's talk about, I'm going to start with talking about this. I brought this in.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I have 2 of them.
This is the accessory case, and you're going to see that mine's, I'm sure Michelle's is like, looks so great. Mine, all my stuff is just shoved in there.
Mess.
So you're going to see it has compartments, and I have my different blades in there and blade holders and like little instructions and the little lifter.
I have mine labeled.
This comes, I don't even know if this is on there. Just say you want it, the accessory case. And I don't know if it still comes in this color. It might just be the black and the blue.
The black and blue.
The blue and the black, but you could put this is the gray and the, I don't know, light blue. I don't even know if it's on there. But this is great, and I love it, and I use it. So this is the Scan and Cut accessory case. I think it's $35 is the retail, and then whatever we have for the sale price.
It's great. I have 2 of them. My first one has all of the original, like the cassettes and stuff, the cartridges that work. And the other one are all of the upgrades, like the piercing, paper piercing, and all the other, because they all have a different little cartridge. And so I have 2 of them. One's labeled with what's in there. So that's always a great thing. Good morning.
Okay, there's 2 different duffels. Actually, there's 3. I don't have the black and teal one in stock, but these were the original duffels. This is what I have mine in. And they have the gray and the light blue, and then the black and the blue. Black and blue.
Yeah.
So, and these I think are $40 or $50.
This one says $39.99.
We got to check our tariff prices, but that should be on there as well. We have tons of the black and the blue in stock. We have only one of the gray and the blue.
So if you still store your Scan and Cut in the box, which makes it difficult to get to when you want to use it, so you choose not to use it, get a duffel. It's like open the zipper, your Scan and Cut's ready to use.
Yeah, and
right?
it keeps it like not dusty.
Keeps it, not dusty, and it reminds you that you do have a Scan and Cut that's letting you know that, here, I'm your Scan and Cut. I'm still in the box. Please use me.
Take it out. Take it out. Enchanted Winter's coming. I'm going to be cutting all my pieces on the Scan and Cut. Okay, let's talk about blades. So, and I don't have them all here. I did get them in.
Yeah. So my, when you call and you ask, and you talk to me and you ask about Scan and Cut stuff, I am always going to tell you that every time there's a brother sale, you should stock up on blades. You should never not have a backup of a blade that you use. So for me, I have at least one of every blade, and then I have usually 2 or 3 of the standard blade, because I use that the most often. Nothing's worse than, having a project to cut out and your blade is not quite as sharp as you thought it was. So I believe that when you have a brother sale, you need to stock up on those blades, especially the rotary cutter, because that one's expensive. A video that explains the improvements to the new 10. Oh, okay, we're not talking about the 10 needle right now, but yes, you're right. probably. I don't know. I haven't looked yet. I know there's a new 10 needle, but I don't know. I haven't looked at it. Also,
Okay, let's talk about blades.
so do we have the deep cut blade?
It's in there.
That's a standard blade. Let's see.
No?
No.
Do we not have deep cut blades?
You should have. I put them on the list a couple times. All right, so
None on the wall, but
okay.
I did get some in.
One of the things that we were told originally when the 230 series came out, that was the predecessor to this one, the first auto blade machine, was that none of the stuff from our standard ScanNCuts that we might have had in the past would work on that machine. And in some cases that would absolutely true. You cannot use the mats. They are not interchangeable. But you can use the blade cartridges. So if you're familiar with the older one, one's purple and one's like a turquoise color. So the purple one holds what we call a deep cut blade. So if you ever want to cut chipboard, or something super thick, a thick cardboard, or even a compressed cardboard, something like that you want to cut, this is my go-to for that kind of stuff, because this is like having a little table saw in a cartridge. What you need to understand, though, is that it's never going to be an auto blade, because this one came from the original ScanNCut. It has a purple cartridge. You have to do a test cut. But other than that, I find a lot of uses for this one. The standard one I don't use so much, but you could. Again, the standard blade goes in the turquoise cartridge if you're familiar with the old ScanNCuts. If you're not, then don't worry about it.
Why would you use a standard cut blade over just regular auto blade?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't. This one I use a lot because it fills in where these don't.
So do we just have this for?
It was
people
there.
with the,
Yeah,
it was
it's
just,
they were there. It's old stock, but it's if somebody still has that machine, like my granddaughter, I gave her my ScanNCut that takes this blade,
it.
and she's having a ball with it. So, will the vinyl blade fit in the same cartridge? No, it does not. So when you have different blades, like the thin fabric auto blade has its own cartridge. It's tan. And if you look at the back of your cartridge, you'll see that every cartridge or blade holder, if you want to call it that, this is the one for the thin fabric auto blade. These go together. If you look at the back of your cartridge, you'll notice that each one of them has like a series of lines, plastic lines behind them, and that's how their machine reads what blades is in it. So, should you put a thin vinyl blade, a vinyl auto blade in a different cartridge, the machine has no idea what that is. So it's not going to make accommodations for the pressure or anything else with that. So and the vinyl auto blade is part of a kit, an upgrade kit. So yes.
I wrote on mine because I can't remember. So I wrote like, this one's my vinyl, this one's my rotary.
Turn them around so they can see the backs. Can you see those series of plastic lines right there? That's how the machine reads what's in it. So like this one looks totally different, right?
Yeah.
This one's for the vinyl. So exchanging the blades within the cartridges is not going to work to your behalf.
Yeah, so if you're like me and you can't remember what's what, just write it on the top. That's what I had to do.
Good idea.
Because I don't know.
This is what you need to use the little vinyl auto blade. Now, what's the vinyl auto blade for? Because that's a question I get a lot. If you're cutting just like marine vinyl, which is like what you would use for a key fob or something thicker, then that's what you're going to cut with your auto blade. But I had grabbed a sample here. If you are cutting like heat transfer vinyl or soft or craft vinyl, the vinyl auto blade was designed for that. It does a really fine, thin cut. And when you go to weed or remove all the excess around it, then it's a nice clean cut for you. And it's a nice clean, what we call a kiss cut or a half cut. Now the other thing that came with the upgrade for the vinyl, because it comes in a box like this. This one is for the standard. There's also a Disney version which has exactly the same stuff in it, except you get a series of Disney designs with it. But what that does
Here's
is...
the Disney one. And it costs more. So this
Yeah.
one is, I think, $59.99. I think.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to that. And I think this one's $100. And the difference is going to be...
just Disney designs.
Yeah, this one's going to come with the Disney designs.
So here's a, I bought two of those because I have two machines, right? I have my 230s. So when I bought the first one, I bought the Disney one because I'm a Disney girl, had to have it. But as because it's kind of registered to the machine itself. When I wanted to use a rotary blade in my 230, it wouldn't work correctly. So I ended up just buying a regular one.
Let's talk about these two vinyl kits, because the vinyl upgrade does not come with, does it come with any of the machines?
No.
Okay. This does not come with any of the machines. So if you're planning on doing Michelle's vinyl class, you don't have to have a scan.
This doesn't go with this.
Yeah.
That's
you
not
don't
the blade for that.
You don't have to have a scan and cut, because the big pieces you're just cutting, right?
Yeah, you can just cut the big. They're square.
Oh,
they're
you're not
rectangle.
You're not cutting the
Yeah,
jelly
we're cutting
vinyl?
these, but we use a regular auto blade for that jelly vinyl.
Oh.
That's not the right vinyl for that.
Oh.
I'm talking
Did
thin
not
vinyl.
Did not know that. So
Thin vinyl like this.
Auto blade, but regardless, if you do want to do thin vinyls, and that's going to be like the kind you peel up and stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So heat transfer vinyl. Most heat transfer vinyls, especially like holographic things like that. Also, regular craft vinyl, like you would peel and stick on a coffee cup, or you would peel and stick on a water bottle or something.
Okay, this one you're going to do auto blade. You do not have to have a scan and cut to do this class.
Nope.
You can hand cut the vinyl if you want, if you don't have the scan and cut, but Michelle will be doing a part where she shows you how she cuts the
I
vinyl.
just felt like decoration was what it needed, and I just love, I save all the pieces of jelly. I want all the jelly vinyl in the world.
Yes.
I just saved the pieces, and it just kind of came out fun.
So, but if you do not have the vinyl, if you don't have the kit, the vinyl auto blade kit, you might want to get it now during the brother sale. This did not come with your machines, so you might want to just get it now if you plan on doing vinyls at some point.
So depending on the machine that you had, whether you got a 330 or whether you got a 325, if you got a 330, you got a black auto blade cartridge and a rotary blade cartridge. If you got the 325, I think you got the fabric mat and fabric blade is in lieu of the rotary blade and a black cartridge. So it's always a good idea to plan ahead, especially during the brother sale. Couldn't find that class.
This is not out
It's
yet.
not up yet.
It probably won't be up for at least a week, if not 2 weeks, while we get all this stuff that we're curating, because there's lots of little moving parts.
Yeah.
So just hold tight. We'll let you know when the vinyl class
this
is
one
up.
you're going to start to learn to work with rivets, because that's how all that stuff's anchored onto the bag, is with a rivet. So it takes a little bit of searching for the right things that make it just perfect when they're done.
So did we go through all the blades?
Yeah, pretty much. So this is the cartridge that goes with the thick cut, this deep cut blade. Yeah.
So purple with the deep cut and the deep cut blade. You're gonna have
black comes with the machine.
Black, and that's gonna be just the regular auto blade, right?
Yes, that's the auto blade.
So this is gonna be the auto blade, and then
thin fabric is this.
That's gonna be your thin fabric.
And then rotary blade, this is a rotary blade, but you also have, again, if your machine did not come with the rotary blade, if you have a 200 series machine that you're still using, it did not come with a rotary cutter, but there is an upgrade that you can purchase that will allow the 200 series to use the rotary cutter. And it's not going to go back behind is it my chart up there? I don't see it. It's not going to go back further than the 200, but this is what I use my rotary blade for a lot. I use it for felt. I use it for batting. I use it for foam. I use it for minky. I use it for knits. I use it for stabilizer. I use it for anything that isn't easy to cut with my fabric blade.
And I've been using it for if I have anything that's layered.
Yeah.
Like, so that if it's not maybe completely adhered right, it's not going to drag one layer over the other layer. So when I do like the organza with the Misty Fuse with the fabric, I'm using the rotary blade.
Yeah,
for
good
that.
idea. That's a good choice for that.
So,
For sure.
so this is important to know. They do not sell the vinyl holder or the rotary blade holder separately because you have to get.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, because you have to get the kit because you have to install that on the machine because it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay. The blades are sold separately. Once you get the kit to upgrade the machine, then you can buy the blades separately. So that's important for you to understand, because I was looking on our wall for the vinyl blade holder, and there was none there, and then I asked Michelle and realized you have to buy the upgrade kit. Okay,
So,
get those now.
Shirl Squirrel. The deep cut blade is not, it is, I do use it on my SDX. It is not going to be an auto blade. So I thought I kind of talked about that. It came from the old Scan and Cut series. It is not an auto blade, but it has a blade that is not available in the SDX model. It's a really, it's like having a little mini table saw.
It's bigger, right?
Big, it's really
bigger.
big. Yeah, it's like, think of cutting like balsa wood or chipboard or something like that. You can use it. The machine recognizes it as not being an auto blade. You have to do a test cut because you can cut through your mat, but it works just fine.
So when you see DX,
DX
means it's an auto blade. That deep cut blade, you have to be responsible for setting
This one does not say DX anywhere because it came from the old Scan and Cut.
So they adjust the depth and the pressure, right?
Yes.
So you
have a
need
little-
to adjust the depth and pressure on that blade. Some of you are totally comfortable doing that. I would be terrified. Okay. What else do we have? So,
You know, I would say put the rotary cutter in and try it, Cheryl.
I love my brayer.
You know, I don't think, so for the, do you need to get, you have the vinyl blade for your, no. The one upgrade kit should work for both.
But you can't have it on both machines at the same time.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just, it's recognition. So what it is it allows the machine to recognize it. So it actually goes to your Scan and Cut Canvas account.
Okay.
And then the machine will recognize, because your machine is connected to Canvas.
So you can have one vinyl upgrade and put it on two
Yes.
machines?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But they don't get that. So I think the thing that you had mentioned is they don't sell the, oh yeah, they do. The blue cartridges. Did they have blue cartridges separate, or do you still have to buy?
Are you talking
The
holders?
yeah,
the blade holder?
No. Okay, so
You
that's the thing. Is if you have two machines and you want to be able to cut the thin vinyl or use a rotary cutter on both machines, you would need to buy the second upgrade kit because you don't have a cartridge.
But can't you just take one cartridge out and put in the
Not
other?
if they want to use both at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to use both at the same time, but if you're just want to go from a machine to machine, you can take the cartridge out and put it in the other one. But if you are like mad cutter on both, you'd want to get.
See, I do. I get both machines going at the same time.
My brain does. I'm too.
Well, it's the
I'm
same
not.
thing. I just put it on two different mats on two different machines and push go.
Yeah.
And then I time them to see who finishes first.
So here's the brayer. I love the brayer. I use it to make sure my stuff is stuck down really well, and I notice a big difference when I just hand smooth it because I take the brayer and I brayer the heck out of it. So here's the brayer. Hopefully it's on there. If you're seeing stuff that you want to get that's not on the brother sale, just send a note like, do your brother sale and see these are the things I want to get that aren't on there. Okay, here's the spatula and the hook.
Yes. And then also, can you reach the little tool set over there that's got the little picks on it?
Are you talking about these, the Tooltron ones?
Yeah. So I think that everybody needs to have a metal spatula, especially if you're working fabric and stuff. The plastic spatula that came in your machine is great for most things, but if you're really doing a lot of fabric, especially those that are thinking of doing the cave facet flowers, you really need to have more control than that little plastic spatula is going to give you. And along with that, we have this set of spatulas, and these little blades on the bottom are really super, super thin, so you can really get under fabric really well. So if the other spatula seems to be a little bit too fat, these are really, really thin and skinny. Also, if you're going to do a lot of weeding, these remind me of going to the dentist.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, I use them a lot because sometimes the weeder is a little bit. For most part, the brother weeder works fine, but for anything fine that has a lot of pieces that you need to pull out, you're going to want something a little bit sharper and more.
Yeah, this is called the probe set. You can find it on the website under probe set.
We should call it something else. That just sounds like the dentist's office.
This one's called the spatula set. So the spatula and the probe, and these are great. They're not part of the brother sale. They might be on sale, but they're not part of the brother sale. But you should have them if you're doing a scan and cut.
All right, so I pulled a couple of things too that were my favorites.
You want to go over that?
Yeah, you already did one of them. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about mats.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even talked about
So
that.
I have like 2 or 3 of the fabric mats, and here's why. my first fabric mat is always reserved for fabric, but mats are consumable. So at some point, even with great care, they're not going to be really what you'd like to use on fabric anymore. But I use them to actually cut my vinyl pieces for handbags. I use them to cut things like this because it sticks good. So no matter what, the entire life of the mat until it's ready for the trash can, which, you know, is a while, does have more stick than any of the other mats. So that's why I have maybe more fabric mats than I have the other, because I use them for different things. Also, there is no written law that says what you put on a fabric mat must be fabric and it must be cut with a fabric blade. I put vinyl, I put jelly vinyl, I put leather on my fabric mat and cut it with an auto blade or a rotary cutter because it sticks. And when my other mats maybe aren't as sticky, my old fabric mat will still have more stick than the other one. So I use them a lot. All right. You should also have a scanning mat. And I prefer my 24 inch, even though I rarely scan anything that's 24 inch. But if you have something that's bigger than 12 inches and you need to turn it sideways to scan it, the 24 inch mat comes in handy. So, why the scanning mat? Yeah, can you scan on the other mats? Absolutely. Depends on what you're doing. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I'm scanning a pattern piece because I want to take a bag pattern that didn't have SVG files and I don't want to cut by hand. I want the machine to cut it. So I'm going to scan the pattern piece. If I scan it on a low-tack mat and my scan has the background grid from the mat, which to me is distracting. If I scan it on a scanning mat, there's nothing there but that pattern piece. So it makes it easy or for me to determine what I need to, to clean up. So
I think it's also really nice because it has this, like, you lift up this kind of clear plastic part and you slide your piece of paper, whatever you want, in there, and then you lay it back down, so it keeps everything flat. You don't get the shadows that you could get. So I don't know, I like that part too.
So, and then these are a glue pen set, and they were actually, the glue pen is for one of the upgrade kits. But I'm here to tell you that this glue pen will fit in the small barrel pen holder. You can draw or write something on fabric or paper or anything else, and I've used it to, like, put glitter on top of it, heat set it, and now you have something there. So it works for more than just the foiling and stuff. So I have both the small barrel pen holder and the large barrel pen holder. And this is kind of fun because you can use any pens that you want. I get a lot of the gel pens and stuff just from, like, Five Below or Ross or Marshalls, whoever has them, on sale. But you can actually write, color, draw, make cards, whatever. The small barrel pen holder, which is designed for more like a colored pencil. So I know that a lot of you are using those Inkscape pencils that you can kind of add water to later and kind of make a watercolor kind of look to something like that. So, if you say, oh, I have terrible time, with drawing anything, you know what, just put the pen in the holder and let the machine draw it for you. All right, so what else did we have, Jeannie?
Did you go through all the mats?
No, just the fabric mat. The standard mat and the low-tack mat are usually what would have come with your machine, depending on the machine you got. If it was a 330, you got a standard mat and a low-tack mat. If it was a 325, you got a standard mat and a fabric mat.
So, and keep in mind the fabric mat only comes in the 12 by 12. They do not make it in a 12 by 24.
I'm so disappointed.
And then low tack is 12 by 12 and 12 by 24 comes in both sizes. Standard comes in both sizes. Scanning comes in both sizes. And you're going to go low tack, which is stick, standard, which is more stick, and fabric, which is the stickiest. So those are going to be the different mats.
Yeah. Also, I want to just throw something out there that has nothing to do with the brother sale, but I read it a lot on a lot of the different groups. So if you've taken my class live, my Scan and Cut class live, I say this all the time. Do not spray anything on your mat. Do not spray any kind of re-stick. I don't care what the girl on the Facebook group said. Don't spray it on your mat. Now, I understand that sometimes we have stuff to cut and the mat's not sticky enough. That's great. Spray it on the back of the fabric or whatever you're cutting. Put it on the mat, cut it, and then wipe the mat off because you have a scanner. And if you get a bunch of goop on the bottom of your scanner, you no longer have a scan and cut. You simply have a cut because you can't get in there to clean. So please, no spray of any sort on the mat itself, but feel free to put it on what you're cutting and then, clean it off, the residual off later.
Rochelle, if you click on the brother sale, there's instructions. Like, read the instructions. It'll give you the email address that you're going to send your order to. It's one we created just for the sale, and you need to make sure you get a response back that says got your order. Or otherwise, don't assume we got your order. Make sure we said got your order. And then Patrick's going through all of those, and I'm going through, some people are sending things to me. That's fine, too. I'm putting it all in the same spreadsheet.
So, Susan, off the top of my head, I don't have an SDX 125 compatibility chart in my head. But you could, if the vinyl blade is... if you can use it on the SDX 125, you should be able to find a comparison chart. I think you can. I kind of think you can. But I would hate to say yes, you can and not be correct. Angela, I have no idea. Yeah. So are we good? Yeah? Or you got more? Got more stuff?
I think we're pretty good with scan and cut. Yeah. But we just wanted to kind of go through different blades, mats, things you might want to get. Really, that vinyl auto blade kit and the rotary, if you don't have those, yes. Getting those now. And I think that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Michelle's got a class that's going to be happening.
I do,
so the Minky Kim Sunset Ridge backpack class is happening.
We're going to have some fun. So I have some great trips. I'd like to have some great trips. I have some great tricks for you guys that are scared of binding or that struggle to stitch around curves. So we're going to do a little bit of some tips on that. I think we got everything.
Yeah, I mean, right. Literally, if this was a year ago, my ears would have been shut and I would have just walked away. But I've been loving my scan and cut, and if I can go from
0 to
getting having two that I never used to like finally using this one, I encourage you to get yours out. And don't feel like you have to. I always tell people with machines, with scan and cut, you don't have to learn everything and do everything. For me, I've just been cutting fabric and doing applique cutting for that, and I've done a couple other things. But as there's things I want to do, that's the type of person I am. I might see something that has rhinestones and go, I got to do that, and then I'll learn.
It's whatever the person bought the scan and cut to do, and most often it's either fabric or it's vinyl.
Yes,
it's one or the other. But then they kind of like veer off course and go on a different course.
Yeah,
so.
and that class, if you want to take it, there's a pre-recorded version, and at some point we'll have probably this fall a live version of Get to Know Your Scan and Cut. That's like a tour of the town where Michelle takes you through the tour of the scan and cut and all the different things that you can do with it, and then you can go from there with the things that interest you the most.
Linda,
so consider that.
Linda, there is no upgrade kit for the scan and cut for rhinestones any longer, and no one could be more upset. But I don't want you to think you can't do it because you can't get an upgrade kit. You can buy designs. They're called rhinestone templates. You can search the rhinestone world. You can just search rhinestone templates, or you can search Etsy. I get a lot of them on Etsy, and it's a pattern that you feed into your scan and cut that has the scan and cut little holes. All you really need is a pattern, and you need some rhinestone flock and some transfer tape. So all of those are still available. What was different and what I was sad about is when you had the activation code, which they could certainly package without packaging a whole upgrade kit, then within Scan and Cut Canvas, you could design your own rhinestone designs. And that was kind of fun. You could take any kind of shape or an SVG file or anything that, was like a regular, had boundaries like a shape. And you could click on the rhinestone wizard and it would turn it into a rhinestone, design for you, which is sad. I will tell you that you can do that in BES Silver, and you can do that in BES 4 Dream.
Ooh, maybe that's something
Yes.
that you'll do a class
It is.
on.
It is definitely.
Okay.
You cannot do it in BES Blue. It is not. It is not in Simply Applique, but it is in BES 4. From way back before it, I think it was like Power Pack 1 that added that.
But BES Silver,
yes,
it
it's
will
there.
be.
It's
So
there.
the rhinestone upgrade is in there.
It's in there. It's
Okay.
in there. You can design just take a design within any shape. You can bring an SVG file out into BES Silver. You can also use any of the shapes that are in the software, and just click on the wizard and pick the size of the stone you want, and you're done.
So that's, I think BS Silver is on our sale. If you're interested in it, let us know. It's a good time to get it. And then you can have your rhinestone upgrade. I want to let you know, if you go online, you might find a retailer or two that still has a rhinestone skin and cut rhinestone
It's going to be
upgrade.
challenging, because last time when I did the Grinch last year, I think everybody that was in
Yeah,
that class
but
was
you don't
trying to-
even, I mean, if you're not designing, then don't even worry
yeah,
about
if
it.
you're not going to design, don't worry.
Just buy a pre-made template, and I think Michelle will definitely do something
Yeah.
for this fall. She'll do a rhinestone
Of
class.
course, yeah,
And the
it's always good.
BES Silver,
Silver.
doing it in there, that sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's great, I think. Yes, Lady Fair, there is new software. I haven't looked at anything yet because I haven't had a chance to look, but it's my understanding is it was designed by Wilcom for Brother. So I'm curious to see what it looks like. I have to check some of the release videos out later.
Giselle, send me an email because I might have a little surprise for you. So, anything else you can think of?
I cannot.
I think we covered most of the Scan and Cut goodies.
Basically, get the Scan and Cut out of the box. Get it out of the box. Take the blue tape off, put the box in the garage, and put the Scan and Cut out so that you see it. Because even guilty, having it right in front of you and not using it and feeling guilty might, it might kind of provoke you to use it.
Yeah, and cutting once and having success with it will make you. That was me. I was like, oh God, I was scared. I was worried, and then I did it, and it worked, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
So even after my fail, I had that one big fail. I realized what I did wrong wasn't the machine, wasn't the mat, it was me.
It's okay to make mistakes. It's like nobody does it perfect. Everybody started at some point. Everybody was a beginner.
But and that was just a learning experience, but it's been incredible, and I hope you'll join us for more Scan and Cut stuff. So
one more question. So the difference between PE11 and BES Silver, completely different, polar opposites. PE Design has been Brothers' flagship software since version 2, which is roughly about 27 years old. It is a full digitizing software program. Now, 90% of the people really don't use a full digitizing program. They'll use about 10 or 12% of it. BES Silver, on the other hand, is very integrated with the Scan and Cut. It's very inviting to the consumer. It's not full digitizing, although you can do a lot with BES Silver. It'll have a lot of the stuff that you love in PE Design, like, you can make, you can click and make an applique with one click. You can click and make a patch or, a patch with one click. But it really integrates with the Scan and Cut, and it adds some Scan and Cut features that you like rhinestones, things like that. So the price point is different between a full software program and something that like BES Silver. And honestly, I've had both of those on my laptop for the last 18 years, and I use both of them because there's no letters in BES that are conflicting with fonts that are in PE Design, so they're totally different. I think the fonts that are in BES Silver are more trendy fonts. They're more usable fonts, whereas the fonts that are in PE Design are maybe more utilitarian, and those are the ones that are built in. So, okay, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna go get class started.
all right. We will see you tomorrow. We'll probably tackle something else that is on the A-1 Brothers sale. Have a great day. Be creative and make something awesome.